Hi, I'm Leroy Morrison with KC Cheeseworks. Tonight we're here at I-35. We'll all be racing my E-Mod tonight, along with the other classes of A-Mods, USRA A-Mods, USRA B-Mods, USRA Stock Cars, Pure Stocks, Grand National, Sport Compacts, and MLS as a guest class tonight. And we'll get to racing here and make plans to join us next week for the Malvin Bank Late Models on July 29th here at I-35 Speedway in Winston, Missouri. Let's get racing.
It says, presented to the Castor family in appreciation for your family's hard work and dedication to the sport of dirt track racing from I-35 Speedway, July 22nd, 2017. Let's give them a round of applause. Each year, bigger and better for Castor Celebration Night here at I-35 Speedway. Another one of our patriarchs, Buzz Castor, in the mix also. As they come down the front straightaway, better start that time, 2:11 of Tim Eaton. He has got that lead. Here comes Swope in the 17 of Jake Richards looking on the inside. Down the back straightaway, looks like Eddie Swope may have something for the 211 as we go through turn number 3, off of turn number 4. Swope on the inside, 211 Eaton on the high side. Racing action at its best. USRA B modifies. Swope Racing, Stone Ridge Pork Producers on that race car as they come down the back straightaway, chasing car number 211 of Tim Eaton. Napa Auto Parts of St. Joe, Budget Home Repair, Pickup and Race Haven, Collision Repair, all proud sponsors on that 211 of Eaton as we go through one off of turn number 2. IROC Chassis working as he is out front. Battle now, Josh Munson in that car number 19 as around goes Ainsworth and the 15 of Knoll. 2 cars as we go through turn number 3, coming off turn number 4. Eaton on the gas halfway through 3 and 4 as the greenies go down by the flag stand into turn number 1. 91 of Eddie Swope Jr. He will be looking on the inside. He and Eaton battle down the back straightaway. Eaton has the preferred line, keeping that momentum up on the high side. He will lead that lap as we go into turn number 3. 17 of Josh Richards. He is starting to fade just a bit as the 17T of Shadron Turner will take over that spot. Josh Munson now, he is going to be looking on the inside of Eddie Swope Jr. as we go down the back straightaway. But Shadron Turner, the man on the move, as he is up to that 4th position looking for more. Heavy contact between Bud Wilson and the 17 of Jake Richards as they beat and bang down the back straightaway. A lot of sheet metal damage on the side of the 22W as he will take over that spot. Looks like Richard in trouble now as he goes down the back straightaway. Randy Ainsworth on the move as he will be battling Jake Richards now. Tough break for him as you see the sheet metal hanging off the side of the 22W car. Hopefully it stays on during the feature. Again, out front, everybody chasing the 211 of Eaton with the 91 of Eddie Swope running 3rd, or 2nd rather. A lot of problems down there for the 22W of Bud Wilson as he is completely off the gas down in turn number 2. He will slip way back through the pack. Went from like 4th, 5th position all the way to the back. Now he's trying to battle back as Randy Ainsworth in the mix. He and Jeremy Pitzenberger doing battle down the back straightaway. Your leader, Tim Eaton. Everybody taking evasive action, and I don't think anybody hit him. Liquid on the track, race fans, looking like a blown engine from the 2. He is on the gas down the front straightaway. Good start by Swope as he is going to lead them by the flag stand into 1. Off of turn number 2, 17T of Turner on the high side, Munson on the low side. Looks like Munson will hang on that 2nd spot, but here comes Turner fighting right back on the outside. 48 of Sean Grady gets that car moving as he comes off to us. We're halfway through this feature. 7 laps in the books that time by. Again, down the back straightaway, car number 91 of Eddie Swope Jr.'s got it out front. Shadron Turner will now take over that 2nd spot. Man, I'm watching this, the 17J of Jake Richards as he is on the outside of the 19 of Munson as we come down the front straightaway. Turner, your 2nd place car that time. Munson on the inside in the 19X, and here comes car number 17, Jay of Jake Richards. as he runs in that 4th spot, and 5th spot's 2:22. Good run for Dustin Chris. 9 laps in the books. This time by is to 15. Takes that car behind the wall. Ed Knoll off track, race fans. Again, Eddie Swope Jr. got that car number 91 out front. Stone Ridge Pork Producers on the side of that race car. It is working here tonight as it comes down the front straightaway. As the round goes, Grady in turn number 2. Yellow flag, caution on the racetrack as Sean Grady loops it in turn number 2. Again, like to welcome racing boys here tonight. Glad to have them on board as we're going green flag. USRA B modified style down the front straightaway. Green flag in the air. As we come off turn number 1 down the back straightaway, looks like Eddie Swope is still going to lead them, but here comes Shadron Turner as he is working the high line. Josh Munson on the inside, and here comes Jake Richards in that 17J. 2:22 of Dustin Chris. He is also in the mix. Your current point leader, 22W of Bud Wilson. He runs in that 6th spot, but up front, everybody chasing that 91 of Stone Ridge Pork Producers. Eddie Swope out front. New body on the car working well. Shadron Turner now using that high line. Looks like he may have something for him as Sean Grady pulls that car into the infield. Sean Grady's night is through as he pulls it into the middle of the racetrack. Down the back straightaway, car number 91 of Eddie Swope going to lead him. Here comes the 17 of Shadron Turner. Turner way up the racetrack. We got a battle for the lead as the laps winding down. 13 laps in the books. That time by. Turner going to try the inside as we go down the back straightaway. He and Swope are doing battle for that front as they go through turn number 3 off of turn number 4. Now back to the high side. Here comes Turner. Turner and Swope side by side as the white flag comes in the air. One more time around for the 91 of Swope. Can he hold off the 17T of Turner? As we go down the back straightaway, 91 of Swope for the 2-3 car length lead. Here comes Turner back on the high side. He is going to run that car in hard and high. Down the front straightaway, we got a drag race to the checkers. 91 of Eddie Swope Jr. pulls off the win. 17T of Turner second. 17J of Jake Richards third. 19 of Munson fourth. 22W of Bud Wilson fifth. That I'll leave that alone, but Johnny McGinnis said I did have to mention that this time that you were getting up there too. Congratulations. Took last weekend off, put a new wrap on the car, done a little work on the car, paid dividends. Victory lane here tonight.
Yeah, and my daughter worked on it all week, and we got a wrap. Darren Shaw built us a wrap, and we really liked it. And we win.
I'll tell you what, great race car. You were right in the mix. With you take over the lead, never look back, but I'm going to tell you, the hounds were at the door. Shadron Turner was trying you high and low, both ends of the track. Could not do it, though. You in victory lane tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Friends, another big 91, Eddie Swope Jr. Turn number 3 coming off turn number 4. Down the front straightaway, green is go. Boo Sauter slips up the racetrack a little bit. That's going to allow Pillar and Eaton to be side by side for second as we roll into turn number 1. Eaton on the inside, Sauter on the outside. Here comes Peeler as we tried to make it 3 wide. Eaton bounces around a little, causes a little bit of problems as they come off. Everybody dodging for position, and here comes Peeler on the high side. Mopar working the 292 fast tonight as he and Eaton still side by side for second. Sauter up front. Eaton tries to settle into that second spot. Here comes Peeler back. A little bit of contact. Here comes Dean Ray on the inside of Peeler as Dale Eaton runs in that second spot, wiggling, wobbling, lifting that left front wheel, but doing all he can to keep it under control. Anthony with him. Greg Gilbert doing a little battle back through the pack as S20 of Heisel. He is in the mix in car number S20. Good run by Heisel here tonight, getting faster and faster each week in that S20 car. Battle still up front. 63 of Eaton on the inside. 83A of Sauter on the outside as they come by the flag stands. Sauter still going to lead them as Dean Ray trying to make it 3 wide, flirting with 3 wide as we come off turn number 2. Crossover move of the 83A of Sauter. He and Eaton side by side. Eaton now on the top side as Sauter's on the inside. Great racing action as always here in the Pure Stock class as Sauter gets sideways. Problems for Aaron Sauter as he slips back through the pack. He is now into that 3rd spot. Eaton out front in car number 63, 77 of Dean Ray. He will run in that 2nd spot. Little bit of mix and matching as there goes the wheel cover out through the bean field back there. It's out of the way. No need to stop for that, as it is gone now. But up front, the battle rages. 77 of Dean Ray. He is going to look on the high side as the 63 as we got heavy contact between the 83A of Sauter and the 26L of Witham. A lot of damage to the 83A car. Problems for that race car as they get together coming down the front straightaway. Heavy damage. Go race fans through turn number 3, coming off turn number 4. Dale Eaton on the gas, coming off turn number 4. Green is go down the front straightaway. Bob Reaver waving that flag as we head into turn number 1. As we come off turn number 2, 63 of Eaton going to lead them, but here comes the 77 of Dean Ray, 34 of Mick Ross also in the mix. And how about Eddie Ingram and Blake Pillar doing battle for that 4th and 5th spot? Down the front straightaway, Dale Eaton still going to lead them in that Napa Auto Parts of St. Joe. But here comes Dean Ray. Ray has shot him low. Will he try him high now? Coming off turn as Eaton gets sideways, all out of shape. Dean Ray will take over the lead. Problems for car number 63 as around goes Heisel in turn number 2. That will bring the yellow flag out on the racetrack. He gets that car pulled away, as it looks like problems for the 60. As they come by the flag stand, 77 is going to lead them. The battle now is for that 2nd spot. 34, Ross on the outside. He will have that momentum. Mopar Power on the inside. Shocker Chassis versus Jet Chassis as we go into turn number 3. As we come off turn number 4, keep an eye on that G23 of Greg Gilbert as he is working that high line to perfection. Down the front straightaway, 34 Ross. He will have that 2nd spot, but here comes Peeler back, not willing to give it up. Greg Gilbert, how he made that turn, I don't know. Looked like he was headed toward Winston. He gets that car wound back up and back out on the racetrack. Again, way up on the high side, maybe a little too high, putting wheels over the berm, but gallows it back up, loses a couple spots. But up front, no problems for the 77 of Dean Ray as he has got that car out front. Again, Mick Ross, bridesmaid, running in that 2nd spot. Good job by him. Blake Pillar with an impressive run tonight, running in the 3rd spot. 54 of Eddie Ingram runs in that 4th spot. Eddie Ingram seems to be the only one able to make that low line work as he has now run down Peeler. Let's see if he can make that low line work good enough to get by him and take over that 3rd spot. But up front, 77 of Dean Ray got it on cruise control as he has got about a 3-4 car length lead. But Mick Ross starting to close in ever so slightly in the 34X. Down the front straightaway, laps winding down. As we go through turn number 1, coming off turn number 2, down the back straightaway, Dean Ray still going to lead them in that car number 77. Mick Ross, he is in that 2nd spot. Ross seems to be gaining on our leader each time through turn number 3 and 4. We'll see how all this shakes out. But Dean Ray making 1 and 2 work to perfection. As we go down the back straightaway, 77 of Ray got that car out front, 34 Ross 2nd. And how about Blake Pillar again? Can't compliment him enough in that Shocker Chassis, running a good solid 3rd place tonight. And the 54 of Eddie Ingram very fast. That's why we call him Fast Eddie Ingram. As we go through turn number 1, off of turn number 2, again, Mick Ross cutting into that lead of the 77 of Dean Ray, getting closer and closer each lap, cutting seconds off of his lead or milliseconds off of that lead. As we know, 2 more laps to go. Can Dean Ray hold on with a fast 34 of Mick Ross in tow? Bowler Motorsports, Lake Road Warehouse, Creative Image, all sponsors, as now right on the back bumper of Dean Ray as we come off 2. As we head through turn number 3, coming off turn number 4, Mick Ross going to now look to the inside. We got a battle as we come to the white flag. Ross now within a car length as we head through turn number 1, off of turn number 2, down the back straightaway. We got a battle for the lead. Mick Ross looking to the inside, unable to make it work. Dean Ray smooth as silk through turn number 3. Coming off turn number 4, here comes Mick Ross on the inside. Checkered flag in the air. Hollywood Dean Ray in victory lane. 2nd place, 34X of Mick Ross. 3rd place, 292 of Blake Pillar. 54 of Eddie Ingram. Then the G23 of Greg Gilbert. Dean, hard-fought battle, buddy. You had to come through that pack and work through traffic, got it out front, and it wasn't over then. Mick Ross right on your heels at the end.
Yeah, it was a little treacherous there to begin with. If kind of road was blocked a little bit, but all in all, pretty good race. Old Dodge started getting a little warmer at the end, and I started pedaling a little bit, and I thought I could hear him there. And Then I could see him there at the last.
Yeah, you about pedaled too much.
Well, I was getting hot and the car was getting hot, and that's just what happens when you're old.
Enjoy yourself in victory lane tonight. Race fans, again, let's hear it for the Hall of Famer, Hollywood Dean Ray. Number 3 and 4. Anywhere in 3 and 4. Derek Hicks is on the gas early, coming off turn number 3. He has got that car high and wide. Dennis Elliott on the inside, as not able to do it, as Derek Hicks will keep that lead as he went by. Dennis Elliott on the inside. Here comes Clancy on the high side of Elliott, as Derek Hicks is going to make that presence felt, and he will make that car work as he has got it right in the middle of the racetrack. Dennis Elliott now moving to the high side of the racetrack. He is right on the back bumper of Hicks as we go into turn number 1. Coming off turn number 2, now Clancy looks on the inside of Elliott as they go down the back straightaway side by side, racing for second and third with the 78 of Hicks out front. Elliott and Clancy again going back and forth. Elliott working that high line. He is going to try to get up on the high side, unable to do it as Derek Hicks hangs on to that front. Again, Clancy in that third spot. He and Elliott doing battle. Dennis Elliott trying everything he can to get around the 78 of Hicks. He is working the extreme high line down the front straightaway. He will be up beside of Hicks that time as we head into turn number 1. Dennis Elliott high, Hicks low as we go down the back straightaway. Dennis Elliott will make that high line work. He and Hicks side by side as we go through turn number 3, coming off 4. Down the front straightaway, new leader, car number 29 of Dennis Elliott. But here comes Hicks firing back on the inside. Hicks low, Elliott high. Down the back straightaway, Elliott will clear Hicks. He will take over that top spot, but not for long. Here comes Hicks back on the inside in that car number 78. Something unusual, seeing Dennis Elliott use that high line to perfection. 2 weeks in a row he has done it. 2 weeks in a row has that car out front. Dennis Elliott pulling away now by 2 car lengths over the 78 of Hicks. Hicks not willing to go away. He fights back as here comes Chad Clancy in that third spot. Great racing action all over the racetrack, as looks like John Hanson using the high line, Nick Haynes the low line, as those two go back and forth for that 5th and 6th spot. But up front here, the battle still rages. Car number 78 on the inside. Derek Hicks looking low. Dennis Elliott high. Hicks will not go away. Chevy on the outside, Ford on the inside. Him and Hicks going back and forth. Hicks keeps that low line working. Elliott keeps that high line working with Chad Clancy in tow. Hicks back again on the inside. Dennis Elliott on the high line. Looks like high line will prevail as Elliott hangs on the lead with 8 laps. Make it 9 laps in the books that time by. As we go down the back straightaway, Dennis Elliott in that 29 still out front. 78 of Hicks runs in that second spot. 21C of Clancy runs third. Down the front straightaway we come, race fans. Hicks will not go away as he runs the inside of the racetrack. Elliott to high side. Elliott slips. That's going to open the door for Hicks. Unable to take advantage of it. As Hicks slips coming off 2, that's going to allow Elliott to step out to a little bit bigger lead that time. As Clancy starts to come into the picture, going to challenge for that second place. As we go through turn number 1, coming off turn number 2, GRT chassis out front, Hughes chassis in the second position, Ray's chassis in third is Chad Clancy, very fast in that 21C tonight, but up front, laps winding down, 12 laps in the books, this time by, it is car number 29 of Dennis Elliott out front. Podium Meet, Glendenning Motors, all proud sponsors on that. Napa Auto Parts of Mount Ayr, that's the 29 of Dennis Elliott. Pulling away now by 3 car lengths, but here comes Hicks back on the inside. Hicks getting through 3 and 4, extremely good. He is going to pull up and challenge, unable to make that move as Elliott takes over that top spot. Elliott by 2 car lengths down the back straightaway. Hicks now again on the inside of the racetrack trying to make that work as Elliott uses the higher line. Elliott seems to have the high side of this racetrack figured out with Hicks working the inside. Third place, Chad Clancy racing all the way back through the pack. Your 4th place car is Randy Smith Jr. in that car number 96. 5th place car, the 42 of Sam Florence, worked his way through the pack and up to the front. 2H of John Hanson and the 97 of Houston Johnson, all in the mix. Again, that time, Derek Hicks right up in the mix. He and Elliott close as Buzz Castor, 54, pulls that car into the infield. 17X of Nick Haynes also into the infield. He is off track. And here comes car number 97 of Houston Johnson, pulls that car into the infield. Derek Hicks not going away as he and Elliott battling back and forth for that lead. Here comes Hicks back on the inside as Elliott gets slightly loose on the high side in turn 2. Again, here comes Hicks setting him up in turn number 3 and 4. Hicks low, Elliott high. 16 laps, make it 17 that time by Hicks within a bumper that time at the line. Hicks gets through 3 and 4 extremely well. Dennis Elliott through 1 and 2 a little bit better. Lap traffic going to come into play. Car number 78 of Hicks on the inside. Here comes Elliott down the front straightaway. Hicks is going to take over that lead. Derek Hicks, new leader at the line. Hicks now slides that car way up the racetrack. Here comes Smith back. As the 29, he deals with Hicks as they come down the front straightaway. Hicks has got that car working with the white flag in the air. One more time around. Who's it going to be, race fans, as they go through turn number 1? Coming off turn number 2. Derek Hicks puts that car high and wide. High, wide, and handsome going through turn number 3. Coming off turn number 4. Let's give him a big round of applause. Your feature winner, the 78 of Derek Hicks. Second place, car number 29 of Dennis Elliott. Third place, 21C of Chad Clancy. Fourth place, 42 of Sam Florence. And your fifth place car, 22H of Clay Hale. You took the lead early. You changed your line a little bit, started working the bottom. Dennis Elliott slips by you. You come back, never change your line. You spank him, and you set it in victory lane here tonight.
Well, the low side I knew if I could dig in enough, I could peel up some taggy stuff on both ends, and I think it finally paid off there towards the end. That I kind of caught a break a little bit with that lap car, but we were getting faster, and he was kind of stabilized.
You had him the lap before.
So, well, see, that's how much I pay attention to the race when I'm driving. But, yeah, it's been pretty fun. We've been working on this thing a lot in the last few weeks. I think I've changed more on this car in the last 3 weeks than I have my whole career of racing. But maybe we've ran onto something. We'll see how it works when the track actually finally gets slick top to bottom. But it was still a good race. I'm glad we raced it out like that. That was really good.
Exciting for the fans, exciting for you, the drivers, and me in the booth. I was going nuts for our great race in action here tonight between, I always call y'all our front runners. We know that y'all going to be up among the front and the mix all the time. You walked away with your heat race pretty clean. You come back here and put on a show like no other for the fans tonight. You had everybody. They paid for a whole seat. They were only using the edge. Great job, Derek.
Oh, thanks a lot. I'm glad everybody enjoys the race as much as I do. At least I hope they do anyway.
All right, Derek, you go enjoy this victory with your family. Congratulations again, my man. Nice job behind the wheel. Race fans, another big round of applause. Ho, high, wide, and handsome, Derek Hicks. Race fans, see everybody next Saturday night right here at I-35 Speedway, where there's always more dirt tracking at its best. See you here.